What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I get 10,000 steps in today. I'm in downtown Detroit. Well, this area is considered the district, Detroit, but it's an extension of downtown. I want to talk to y'all about this situation. It's an influencer couple. Now, I don't, well, I talk about current events here and there when I believe that they kind of tap into some of the things that I normally talk about. And yeah, I can certainly see this one tapping in, and I'll get to why. You got an influencer couple, Rose Miller. She's got a husband, Brett Miller. Rose Miller is a black woman. She's a single mom of two boys. And she made a channel where she, was basically saying, she got a white husband. She was a black single mom, and this white man stepped up to love her and take care of her and her two kids. And I don't necessarily have an issue with that. I think that's cool. We all want to be wanted. We all want to be desired. We all want a place to fit in. So I didn't have a problem with that whatsoever. I did think that it was interesting, though, that she was kind of like using her husband as some sort of prop. Like, oh, I've got this big white man. He loves me. He takes care of me. And she ended up having two kids with him. And we'll we'll get to why he probably is regretting that in a bit. But I don't know exactly how they met. These are people that I really haven't followed. It's just a situation that's come up now with the husband being arrested that I'm seeing apparently things that have been happening between them now being rehashed. So I'm learning a lot about this all at once. It looks like the guy is not doing all of the paying the bills that she made it seem like. She shared some video where she was being really disrespectful and just really emasculating, talking about how he doesn't take care of business. She pays for everything. She paid for the house, pays for the life they live, all these things, just really down talking him. And I found that to be very interesting because, listen, black men have said this about black women for years, and it's always like put down, oh, we just don't like black women, oh, we just prefer somebody else. And it's never been that. Black men prefer black women. I mean, if you look at rap videos and whatnot, I mean, who do you see? You see the black women, and when you see a non-black woman, she's usually trying to get a BBL or something to kind of emulate the things that black women kind of made popular in the hip-hop space. So it's certainly not that. But here she is. She's married to a white man who she, has made seem like he's just her savior. And she's being as disrespectful to him as black men say that black women normally are, to us. And man, I was shocked, but I really wasn't, because it just is what it is. And I don't mean this to be disrespectful to anybody, but he basically ended up with the same Keisha that brothers typically complain about, just don't know how to talk to him. Now, she may pay for their lifestyle. I'm not saying that she doesn't. He seems to work some kind of blue collar job or something to that effect. So I don't know what the man is making, but it's a normal dude job. He's not an influencer, but I mean, really he is, because the way she talking down to him, like she paying for everything and this and that, she's not really giving credit to the fact that he is part of the whole thing she's selling. Her by herself, just a single mom, with two kids, she wouldn't have been able to profit off of that very much. She would have been able to get out there and maybe make a couple dollars, but she largely would have just disappeared into the sea of other single moms. So the fact that she had this white man to use as a prop and say, oh, he's my savior, he married me, a single mom, and, you know, life is lovely, you know, the black wife effect, you know, I've seen that because that was kind of a trend for a while, and she definitely, you know, tapped into that. You know, without him, I really don't see her being able to do this on her own. She largely would have been just like many other women out here, if you get what I'm saying. There wouldn't have been nothing unique about her. She would just been another black single mom. And I don't say that to be disrespectful or offensive. It's just, there's no shortage of those going around. So why watch her when there's plenty of other ones doing the same thing? She had the whole thing where she had this tall white guy. He's a tall dude. He got to be like 6'6", 6'7", something of that nature. So he's a tall guy, which that in itself is going to be interesting because tall people are less common than shorter people. And then he's big too. Like, he clearly goes to the gym and puts on size. So if I had to estimate, dude is easily 300 plus pounds. So you got a guy that's 6'7", 300 plus pounds. He's kind of like got the gentle giant thing going on. And you add her to it. They got 2 kids together. Suddenly, you've got an interesting story to tell. You've got something interesting to sell to the public. So for the way that she was being all disrespectful to him, and he seems quiet, like he doesn't really say a whole lot. You know, he speaks in the videos, but he obviously speaks a lot less than she does. But he really doesn't need to do a whole lot of speaking. Him kind of like standing back and just, you know, being seen, that in itself is enough. Like he just being there brings in views. So he's apparently been arrested now. There was some clip that she shared online where she's like following him around. The video doesn't have any audio conveniently, but she's following him around, presumably antagonizing him. And it gets cut. And apparently after that, you know, he did something to her. Now, he uploaded some videos saying that he just got out of jail. He's been locked up for 30 days. And I noticed that he doesn't really speak down on her at all. But that sentiment is not shared. She has no problem speaking down on him. And this is what I mean about being with a woman that respects you. You absolutely cannot bend on respect. If a woman does not respect you, you have to let her go. You are not going to earn her respect. If she is disrespectful, saying and doing things that are disrespectful to you, that's likely not going to change. You just need to move on. So the video, I believe, is muted because she was antagonizing him and didn't want the things that she was saying to be out there because, you know, got to be the victim, right? So he's not speaking down on her, but her videos, she's, you know, taking little shots at him and saying, you know, if someone's triple your size and they literally try to kill you, you should get away and whatnot. And I find it interesting that the sisterhood is not really giving her the support that she was probably expecting. You see, if this was a brother, they probably would have been, but it's a white dude and you having the same outcome. So suddenly they're more open to the possibility that she just might be the problem. It's very interesting to see that happen at work. Somebody had said in the comments, and she responded to it. She didn't seem to like this comment, but somebody said in the comments that, you know, if somebody's double your size or triple your size, she said double at first, then went back and said triple, you know, maybe you shouldn't provoke them. And she didn't really like that comment. She basically tried to say, like, they're just defending her husband because he's white. You look better because you're white. And the women in the comments are weird because they're just defending her husband because he's white. Now, I'm not going to say it's just because, but that probably does factor in a little bit, you know, because especially when, like, from what it seems like, she has really pressed him being this white savior. So you have, for however many long, it seems like, you know, a few years possibly, you've been you've been making this image of him being this white savior for you. So naturally, now that things is going sideways with police being called and stuff and you potentially being roughed up, yeah, they are gonna lean a little more to maybe you the issue here. Why should we jump on his side, or jump on your side and jump on his head, believing that he's just this monster, when you've spent however many years making us believe he's absolutely perfect? So there's gonna be bias there because you made them believe that this man was perfect. So I just find this to be very interesting, relationship dynamics. She also tried to throw some shade about why haven't y'all looked up the many women he's been with before her and see what they have to say about him. Well, they could do that, but then they'd also have to look up your baby daddy and ask him why he's not with you. You had 2 kids before him. We don't know if it's by one man or by 2 different men. But if it's 2 different baby daddies and neither one of them wanted to retain you, should they reach out to them and figure out what's going on with that? One would think that if you're the prize that you're trying to make yourself seem like you are, that they would have tried to keep you. So you couldn't keep the father of your kids, and now the husband that you touted to be so perfect it's looking like you're not going to be able to hold on to him either, because I think he's going to be okay. If he moves on, he's going to be okay. Guy seems like, I don't know this man personally, but the guy seems like, a straight dude. He may have put his hands on her. He may have, lost his cool, because people only have so much patience. You can't keep antagonizing people and not expect a reaction. I'm not saying what he did is right. I'm just saying I understand. You can't just keep poking at a person over and over and over and being disrespectful and not expect them to eventually have enough, And in that video, he's really trying to avoid her. So when a person is trying to exercise restraint and move away from you, and the problem keeps following them and keeps poking at them and keeps disrespecting them, eventually there's going to be a break in that discipline. And when you got a guy that's his size or whatever, sis, why are you poking the bear? We not even talking about right or wrong. We just talking about why poke the bear. I'm a guy that can easily handle himself. I'm born in the city of Detroit, raised in the city of Detroit. I'm 6'4", 220 pounds. I work out. I'm going to be okay usually in a physical confrontation. However, with that said, I'm still not going to go poking for bad situations. I'm not going to go antagonizing people just because I think that I can get away with it. And I see that a lot. Oftentimes you have women that they just want to antagonize a man over and over and over, and they think that they're going to be protected, that nothing's ever going to happen to them. They behave worse and speak worse to a man than they do another woman, because they know if they behave this way with another woman, they're going to have to fight her. But they believe that men are just always supposed to hold restraint and never do anything. And for the most part, that's true. But you only got so many times to poke before the person finally has enough, and they might do something that, of course, they're going to regret, because, he's got some case or something on him now. So I'm sure he regrets it. But in the moment, they've snapped. So again, this isn't no excuse in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying, I get it. By the way she talked to that man, the sassy, disrespectful way that she spoke to that man, I just was like, woo. Because, us brothers, we've been there. We've seen that. We've seen that all our lives. We got mamas, we got aunties, we got sisters. We seen that neck roll, sassy tone all our lives. So if anything, I wasn't shocked, by the situation finally breaking. I was shocked by the fact that she was given that same disrespectful tone that black men are usually on the receiving end of to her white husband that she has marketed as her white savior. That was more shocking than anything. But I'm gonna get out here, continue stepping, y'all. I appreciate y'all connecting with me. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't. I'm gonna read them comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.